Meron po kayong 111.71 billion total income 2024. At if I remember right, 45 billion ito galing sa online gambling. Tama po ba?
Nandun po sa numerong yun.
And of course, because of the psychological manipulation and design exploits of this online gambling, it will increase for 2025.
We are looking at, as I had reported earlier and seen in the slides, we are looking, Congressman Erice, at about 62 billion.
62 billion, may OPEX po kayo dyan, babasa natin 10% siguro. So you're looking at ang contribution niyan sa ating gobyerno is about 50 billion. Tama po ba? More or less?
More or less po. 45 to 50 billion po.
50 billion is not even 1% of the National Expenditures Program. Not even 1% of the National Expenditures Program. Sa revenue po, siguro baka 1%. Do you think that is significant compared to the expenditures that the government will incur due to the effects of online gambling to our people? 1%, for example. For example, mental health and addiction, health problems. So the government would spend on that. Financial devastation, especially of small and medium industries. Yung mga, kung yan po ay magkakaroon ng mga empleyado at mga opisyales na ma-addict dyan sa online gambling. Meron din pong self-harm, suicide. Meron din pong problema sa productivity. Maraming matatanggal sa trabaho, ma-addict sa epekto niya sa kabataan. Meron pong magkukumit ng crimes, theft. So meron pong expenditure ang pamahalaan sa law enforcement, may expenditures ang pamahalaan sa penal system. So malaki po yung katumbas ng 1%. 1% na revenue na yan. Malaki ang katumbas sa gastos ng pamahalaan. Would you agree?
Doon po sa mga binabanggit nyo maliwanag po yun, yes.
So 0-0 din. Walang income. Walang revenue.
Congressman Erice.
So we can forgo 1%, 1% income na gagastusin din natin para labanan yung ill effects, negative effects of online gambling to our people. Tama po ba yun?
Congressman Erice, on the macroeconomic side, I'll be very honest with you, wala po kaming datos doon.
So,
pero gusto ko po sa...
So I can surmise that the revenue versus the expense, halos wala. Halos wala. Kita o baka mas malaki pa yung gastos. Because imagine, ngayon po, sabi nyo, 18 million Filipinos yung nakaregister. Palagay na natin 10 million yung naglalaro dito. So, napakalaking figures po niya na lahat po yan will be subjected to the ill effects of online gambling. Sabi niyo po, hindi maiwasan kasi nga all over the world. At hindi mahirap yung enforcement. Pero hindi niyo yung problema, enforcement. Tama po ba?
Opo, ang enforcement po ay wala sa PAGCOR.
So, ibig po sabihin, kung ibaban ito, okay lang sa inyo. Wala naman masyadong kita ang gobyerno. At hindi naman kayo ang mananagot pagdating po sa enforcement ng illegal online gambling. Tama po ba?
Congressman Rice, sabi ko nga po earlier, on the macroeconomic side, hindi ko po kabisado at mahirap sagutin, pero nakakita po ako ng kailan lamang isang parang study po galing sa DOF na po ng DOF na nagpakita po at siguro hindi ko sila pinangunahan pero para na positibo po yung epekto naman sa cost-benefit analysis nila. Kaya ayoko lang pong pangunahan sila. Pangalawa po, Congressman Ricci, wala pong
Meaning
kakayahan
that
ang PAGCOR.
the national government believes that maintaining online gambling will be beneficial in terms of revenue versus the expense of government on the negative effects of this online gambling.
Well,
Is there a study like that?
yes, there is a
I will be
cost-benefit.
very interested.
We will be submitting, I think maybe, Congressman Ricci, if you don't mind, I will ask the chairperson, maybe we can request from the DOF because it is not coming from PAGCOR. As I said, PAGCOR does not have an economic team that can analyze these numbers. But I just saw last week, and again, hindi ko po sila pinangunahan, a cost-benefit analysis done by the Department of Finance. Kasi hindi lang naman natin tinitingnan yung revenue po sa PAGCOR. Meron pong mga empleyado, halos 40,000 na po yan na Pilipino na tumatanggap ng sweldo na higit sa minimum wage. They average now between 45 to 60,000, and then the effects of the different industries na sa pag-ikot niyan. Kaya
Yes, but that's limited to 111 billion because lahat po na yan galing doon sa 111 billion. So, ang ibig pong sabihin, yan lang po ang contribution ng PAGCOR. Limited to 111 billion, which is about 2% of the...
Okay, kung ang minumungkahi ko lang po siguro ay maitanong ninyo sa DOF kung pwede kayong mabigyan ng cost-benefit analysis ng online gaming industry nang sa ganon, mabasa ng mga miyembro ninyo at makita ano nga ba talaga yung total effect nito.
Last point, Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead po. Before, please don't count this towards the time of SDML Erice. But will COMSEC, may you please coordinate with the Department of Finance with regard to the cost-benefit analysis
of the online
gaming operations? So once we have that, SDML Erice will furnish you and the members of the committee with a copy of the said cost-benefit analysis. Thank you very much. For the last question of
Yes,
SDML
Madam
Erice.
Chair. Hindi ko lang po kasi maintindihan yung reasoning na at logic na because we cannot control the illegal online gambling, we'll just have to compete with them. And it's all over the world. Yung prostitution po all over the world. Ngayon po, dito sa ating bansa, may prostitution. Okay ba sa inyo na dahil kikita tayo, illegalize na lang natin? So that we can compete with the illegal, so that we can compete, we can get revenue from prostitution.
I am not in favor of that, Congressman
It's
Erice.
the same logic. It's the same logic.
Ang sinasabi ko lang po doon, we're not competing with the illegals. Indirectly, we are competing with the illegals, and I am of the belief, and there is a study that will back up my belief, the illegals will truly intensify their operation.
Sakla. Kahit na bawal yan, tuloy-tuloy pa rin po yan. Di ba? Pero may takot yung mga gumagamit yung mga tumataya sa sakla dahil illegal. Ngayon po, kung gagawin natin illegal, yung online gambling, tumaya ka dyan, mag-participate ka dyan, may kaso ka. Mapipigilan. Pero kung legal, huwag kayo dyan sa illegal, dito kayo tumaya kasi gobyerno to. Huwag kayong papasipsip ng dugo sa mga illegal. Pasipsip kayo ng dugo sa gobyerno. Ganun po ba?
Before we end, that will be the last question of SDML Erice. Chairman Tenko, your response, please.
Well, I said, yung pananaw ko po kasi is coming from a different angle. So, if I will say, I do not agree that, I agree with you, but in terms of my position, I still believe regulating online gaming, stricter online gaming regulations will hopefully neutralize the ills that you are talking about. So I respect your position, but sa ganang amin po ng PAGCOR bilang regulador at gayon din naman ang mandate being to regulate the industry, my position does not change, Congressman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We just expect for that the DOF study, and it will be very beneficial committee that will study the proposal to ban or to regulate online gambling. Thank you.
Thank you very much, SML Erice. I assure our distinguished colleague that as soon as we get a copy of the said cost-benefit analysis from the Department of Finance, we will furnish you with a copy straight away. We'll move to our next interpellator. Thank you very much, SDML Erice. The next interpellator would be from the part of the majority, Representative Agatha Cruz, Representative Julius Vergara, Representative Miro Kimbo. Representative Kimbo, you have the floor.
Sorry, Madam Chair. I was just talking to the staff regarding our... never mind. Kamakot pa ako. Good morning, Chairman Altenco.
Magandang umaga po. Magandang hapon po,
Hapon na.
Congressman Miro Kimbo.
If you look even better than the first time you stepped into that office, and that means you're really enjoying the job. Manong, ha?
Yun po ang akin na lang pagsubok talaga pagsubok sa akin gawin ko na rin po lahat ng magagawa ko para mailagay sa ayos ang PAGCOR. Salamat po sa inyong comment.
Siguro, bilisan ko na lang, Chairman Al. Anyway, maganda naman yung mga naging kasagutan mo kanina. Pero marami pa rin nagiging katanungan kasi dito patungkol dun sa ano ba yung specific direction and time frame within which isusuko natin yung ating second hat of being an operator. Ano ba ang direksyon natin doon?
Salamat po sa inyong katanungan. Tulad po ng nabanggit ko nung earlier portion of this hearing, nag-submit na po kami sa GCG, the Governance Commission for GOCCs, noong pong pangalawang linggo ng Hunyo, nitong taon to, ng amin lahat po ng mga dokumentong hinihingi nila sa amin para nang sa ganon, ito'y mapag-aralan po nila at matapos nila mapag-aralan ay magrekomenda sa tanggapan ng Pangulo kung tama nga bang ang PAGCOR ay magsuot na lang ng isang sombrero, whether it will be a regulator or an operator. So, inaasahan po natin na nagtatanong din po kami sa GCG at ang totoo'y imiikot po sila, Congressman Kimbo, sa lahat po ng mga Casino Filipino properties natin sa pangkasalukuyan at nagkakaroon sila ng personal assessment at personal interviews sa mga empleyado ng Casino Filipino ng PAGCOR na naka-assign sa Casino Filipino. Again, hindi ko po gustong pangunahan ng GCG, pero naniniwala po ako na sa mga susunod na buwan, ang tingin ko po towards the last quarter of this year, lalabas na po ang rekomendasyon ng GCG whether PAGCOR should be purely a regulator or whether it should still continue to have its dual role of being a regulator and an operator. So towards the end of towards the last quarter po siguro nakikita ko ng mananaog na po ang rekomendasyon ng GCG sa tanggapan po ng Pangulo na siyang magdidesisyon ng pinal kung nararapat nga po ba o hindi ang nasabing rekomendasyon na paghiwalay na ang regulasyon at ang operation ng PAGCOR.
Pero Chairman, ikaw personally, sa nailahad mo rin kanina pagdating sa income performance ng PAGCOR-operated casinos, ano ang direction mo?
Sa akin po, salamat po sa katanungan nyo. Ako po naman pang tatlong hearing ko na yata rito, maliwanag po sa akin na dapat paghiwalayin. PAGCOR should purely be a regulatory agency rather than being a regulator and an operator. Yun po ang aking nasa sa isip. Kasama ko po ang entire PAGCOR board dito sa desisyong ito. At sa mga empleyado naman po, ay meron pong hindi sang-ayon dito, lalong-lalo na yung mga tatamaan sa operations, pero sabi ko nga, in the longer term, wala pong makabubuti sa PAGCOR kundi ang paghiwalay na ang being a regulator and being an operator.
Sa tingin ko rin, Chairman, importante, mabigat na desisyon, maaaring sigurado may maapektuhan. Siguro pakiusap na lang namin dyan dahil marami rin kami mga kababayan, kadistrito na empleyado, na masabihan sila kaagad kung ano at kung saan papunta at siguro maging masigasig din yung PAGCOR kasi marami naman sa mga casinos natin. Eventually, may nagtitake over, lalo kung maganda yung lugar, may nagtitake over the private sector. Sana may git natin doon sa papalit na magkaroon talaga lang ng kasulatan na may express preference for hiring itong ating mga employees or magkaroon sila ng retooling at the very least.
Congressman Kimbo, natitiyak ko po at I would like to assure you and the members of this committee that one of the requirements, if the decision will be to decouple or to separate regulation from operation, natitiyak ko po nakasama sa magiging kondisyon at rekomendasyon ng pangkasalukuyang pamunuan ng PAGCOR ay i-absorb ng at least 70% of the current employees doon sa maapektuhan na lugar kung sakaling may bibili nito. At pangalawa, as usual, ay meron pong magiging special incentive package, incentive pay, kung saan because this was not a preference or this was not a personal voluntary a decision of an employee, kundi involuntary po ito, there will be what you call an SIP, kung saan bukod dun sa regular retirement nila, magkakaroon po ng karagdagang benepisyo yung maapektuhan nung nasabing decoupling na yon.
Salamat, Mr. Chair.